What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Hey, y'all. You know, tonight it's November 30th, and it is the season finale of season 1 of our favorite show, Queen Sugar. I thought it would be really, really fun to do a really quick character analysis for each of the main characters, and get you guys' opinion on who's your favorite. Who do you identify with the most? And who are you rooting for in this series? Like, who's the underdog that you're rooting for? How do you view your characters? How do you see your characters' layers? And how do you relate to this family situation? I would love to hear you guys' input, and let's get into my input, okay? Queen Sugar. First of all, this is a contemporary drama, and it's set in the fictional town of St. Josephine, Louisiana, and it chronicles the lives and loves of the estranged borderline siblings. Nova, who's played by Rutina Wesley, we may remember her from True Blood, a worldly wise journalist and activist. Charlie, who's played by Dawn Lynn Gardner. You may remember her from Unforgettable, and more recently from Luke Cage on Netflix. And she's the savvy wife and manager of a professional basketball star, Davis West. And lastly, Ralph Angel, who's played by Coffee Cirabo. And you may remember him from the TV show Awkward. And he's a formerly incarcerated young father in search of redemption. After a family tragedy, the Bordelons must navigate the triumphs and struggles of their complicated lives in order to run a struggling sugarcane farm in the Deep South. Led by acclaimed film director Ava DuVernay, who directed the first 2 episodes. All episodes in the series debut season are directed by women, which I think you will find apparent in when you see this series. To me, it's such a compassionate, caring, empathetic, thorough series. So well done. I can tell that it's been directed from a female perspective, a very diverse female perspective. Queen Sugar is produced for owned by Warner Horizon Television, and the executive producers for season 1, of course, again, are Ava DuVernay, Melissa Carter, and our very own Oprah Winfrey. And you guys know that I am a Oprah Winfrey fan to the end. The series is based on a book by Natalie Basile. Now, I did not make the same mistake I made with Game of Thrones with Queen Sugar. Now, with Game of Thrones, I made the mistake of starting to read the book, and I had to stop immediately when I realized it was ruining the TV series for me. So I am watching this TV series without having knowledge of the book, and that is important to me because the book will sort of give you spoilers, and it will give you this comparison feel. I would like to go through this series and then have a completely and separate experience with the book, and I think that will be a better fit for me. You guys let me know if you've read the book, and if you have, how you feel about it. How do you feel about having read the book and now watching the series? Okay, so let's get into our characters, shall we? First of all, I love our first character, Nova. She's a journalist and an activist. And my take on Nova and Nova's layers is that Nova is strong. She goes against the system. She's sharp and educated. You can tell that she's real read and she's very studied. Nova's super caring. Once you get her undivided attention, she's all in. She's a very loyal individual. She rides hard for those that she believes in. She's empathetic. Nova has the heart for those that suffer amongst us. She's compassionate. Just listen to her prayers. You can tell she has an immense measure of compassion. She's bold. She speaks clearly no matter who you are. You can get it from Nova. She's willful. She's very focused to the point of having tunnel vision. Nova can be very self-righteous as well. She's loving, super spiritual, and she's also self-centered at times. Nova's number one love, although her character is bisexual, is a Caucasian man by the name of Calvin. And what I love the most about Calvin and Nova's relationship is that the fact that he is white and she is black is never an issue. The fact that he's a cop and she's a activist for justice is an issue. The fact that he is a married man is an issue, but the fact that he is Caucasian is never an issue for her. And I love, love, love this perspective. Okay, let's get into Charlie. Charlie is a wife and a manager of her husband, Davis West, who is an NBA player. Let's talk about Charlie's layers. Charlie's very guarded. I mean, she's had to be. They originally start out living in California and in that Los Angeles, in that environment, I am sure that she is sort of expected to be on point at all times. And because of this, she tends to have this guardedness about her. She's a very, very sensitive woman. She's smart. She too is a very strong person, and that's the thread we're going to see throughout the whole Bordelon family. They all, right down to little Blue, are really, really a strong family. Charlie is gentle. She's super organized, which is why we call Charlie the planner. She plans everything out. She's a very capable individual. She loves to be the heroine. She's a loving person, very stylish. Charlie can also be very naive. She's sort of entitled. And we see in episode 12, Charlie has a tendency, a propensity for ruthlessness. Okay? Charlie has a son, Micah, and they are a beautiful family until this whole identity or picture perfect family is tragically smashed to the ground by a sex scandal. And at this time, we see Charlie come back to Louisiana and slowly but surely fall for Remy Newell, who is our resident knight in shining armor. Okay, and I love that relationship. Let's talk about Ralph Angel. Ralph Angel is formerly incarcerated father. He's searching for redemption. Ralph Angel is handsome. He is beautifully handsome. He is strong as well. He is easily overwhelmed. He's lonely. He's misunderstood. He's emotional. He is scarred. He is angry. He is a skeptical individual. Now, what I love most about Ralph Angel is that Ralph Angel represents this sort of rebuilding and renewing of an individual. He is strong. He is resilient, and he is truly his father's son. He's working very, very hard to redeem himself, not only in his father's memory, but because his number one love in his life is his little son, Blue. And we all fall in love with Blue during this first season. He's also struggling with Blue's mom, Darla, who is the recovering addict And we see that family relationship and family dynamic change through this series and grows pretty strong there towards the end. Um, Ralph Angel doesn't really have a love. He had a bit of a chemistry connection with Blue's teacher in the beginning, but towards the end of this season, we see that he's gravitating more back towards Blue's mom, Darla. So we're going to see how that plays out, not only at the end of this series tonight, but I'm sure going into season 2 as well. Now let's talk about lastly Aunt Vi. Aunt Vi. I love Aunt Vi. Aunt Vi represents the spitfire and the gumption in all seasoned ladies, I think. She's a rescuer. She is vibrant. She is lovely. She's diverse. She is strong as well. There's a bit of loneliness about Aunt Vi, and I think we see that loneliness. Although she has a really, really great boyfriend, there's a bit of loneliness in her eyes, and I think that loneliness really does come from her not knowing herself, what she wants to do, her not living her best life. You can be in a room full of people and you could be rich and you could have everything you want and still have a measure of loneliness. And I think we see that with Aunt Vi. Although she's rich more in family and love, she's still very lonely because she doesn't have her own lane, so to speak. We see a little low self-esteem with Aunt Vi. And it comes, I think, from this place where she's a certain age. She, has had a certain expectation for her life, and she hasn't met that certain expectation. And she regrets it, and she feels less than because of it. Aunt Vi is also no nonsense, okay? She and Nova really kind of share that type of personality, that piece of their personality, where if you push them the wrong way, you can get it, okay? I love Aunt Vi. I think she's beautiful. I think the relationship she has with her love interest, Hollywood, who's played by Omar Dorsey, is amazing. Hollywood is hands down my favorite male character in this series, and I will go down fighting for Hollywood. I love Hollywood, and I love everything Hollywood stands for. I deem Hollywood to be the perfect man, okay? So that's it for my character analysis, you guys. Please, please, please like and comment and subscribe. I just want to know how you guys feel about this series. Are you excited about the upcoming season finale episode? Who is your favorite character? Who is the character you relate to the most? Who are you pulling for the most in this series? And who's your favorite male character? You guys know we've got a lot of really, really beautiful, strong, handsome, good, just males in this series. I want to know who catches your eye the most and why. Okay, that's it for me, honeybees. I hope you guys have enjoyed this quick analysis. I am looking forward to hearing from you. Please remember to, again, like, comment, and subscribe. And I have put links down below to OWN TV website, which has all of the beautiful photos. It also has all of the soundtracks for every episode in this series. There's some free downloads of those songs from this series, and you also have the option of buying some of the songs that have not been offered up for free. I implore you to go out and listen to those songs, download as many as you can, and let me know what some of your favorite songs have been in this series. Okay, until later on tonight, honeybees, I'll holla.